This is a limited series powered by the Work Defined Podcast Network. What is going on? This is Ryan Leary from Work Defined. Have you ever wondered what really goes down behind the cubicles? This is Workplace Misconduct, the limited series based on FAMA's 9 to 5 Nightmares podcast, where workplace misconduct gets unpacked. Raw stories, real consequences, and frankly, lessons we all need to hear. This series is brought to you by FAMA, helping companies screen for misconduct before it's a headline. Check them out at fama.io.
This is William Tincup and Ryan Leary. We are broadcasting from FAMA's booth at HR Tech. Steve Levy, Carmen Hudson. Y'all are both with us. I feel like we've achieved at this point. We've arrived.
This is it.
Yeah,
This is it.
The pinnacle
It's all downhill.
of my career.
It's all downhill after this.
I've never thought I'd sit in
Downslope.
front of these guys.
So let's do introductions. Carmen?
Absolutely. I'm Carmen Hudson, and I currently am consulting at large, and I've written a book called, what's my book called?
The Corporate Recruiting Playbook.
The Corporate Recruiting Playbook.
Fabulous
That's it.
book.
You read it?
Yes, I did.
Wow.
He's
That's
lying.
awesome.
I got a free.
That's
I
what
received a
everyone
free copy.
says.
Of course, I'm going to read it.
That's what everyone says.
I need a digital copy so I can
Are
throw
they
it through
selling copies
ChatGPT.
over there?
No, we're giving them away.
I
at the
want a
Dice Book.
signed copy.
You will get a signed copy.
An
Are
autograph.
you
With a
sure?
personal note.
If Ryan wants a signed copy, there has to be something in return.
There is something that I have to get, right?
Yes, there
I
is.
don't know what that is, but
A signed
I have a pen.
Ryan Leary doll.
A pen.
this is a beautiful pen.
So the first time, this is eerie 2007.
Yeah.
Had written a book,
Jesus.
and I can't remember the company name, but Lori Finster.
Mr. Marker.
Yes.
Yes.
I know her, yeah.
Right. So she comes up to me at the bar and says, "Hey, Will, I'd like to get your autograph." First time in my life someone's asked me for an autograph, I froze. And so I just wrote my name. And gave it to her. It got shots.
Well, I sent out a bunch of books, and I didn't sign them because I felt like I signed
What
one,
am I
and
doing?
I felt weird.
Yeah.
Like I felt like
Me too.
nobody. No.
Here's William Tincup.
And I got
Yeah.
notes back like this isn't signed.
Yeah, dude. Why don't you care about me
Step
enough to
What are you gonna
say
do? Sell this on the black market? Like
eBay? There's a dark market for all the
the
signed
recruiting
books.
books?
this is a book about recruiting. Did you know that? TA.
Too
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
Steve, what are you doing here at HR Tech?
I am here. I joined DHI, Dice Holdings, which is the essentially parent company of Dice.com and ClearanceJobs.com, beginning of June, to help build essentially a talent advisory business for them. And that includes find great technical talent.
Right.
But the reality of it now in the marketplace is there are many, many tech organizations whose engineering teams are at or over capacity, and they have to juggle deliverables. And so what I do, and without going into too much detail, because three of you know what I do and how I do it, is we're focused on finding the people who can deliver, not just the people who have the skills. Skill-based hiring is a big thing. Maybe we'll even talk about that here. But it's still somewhat of a pipe dream because I want to hire people who can get shit done,
Right.
not who can say they have these skill sets.
That's right. That's
and,
right.
And ancillary benefits of having me on board is I'm offer some insight into product development platforms, how recruiters actually recruit in this AI era that we are in.
Yes, we are. We're knee deep in it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's talk a little bit about candidates or employees behaving poorly or badly or mistakes that happen, etc. Carmen, you have a go-to story?
Oh, my favorite story.
All right, bring it.
So I'm years ago
Yes.
at Amazon. I'm running around managing recruiting, whatever that was.
Right.
And
Chaos.
Chaos.
Yes.
And I see a manager standing outside the room, and he's got eyes this big. And I'm like, "What's the matter? You're supposed to be interviewing this candidate." It's like she removed her top.
Say that.
Oh,
Yeah,
Again?
she removed her top.
Just
So
she wanted to get
During the
comfortable.
interview.
She wanted to get comfortable. She was warm. She wore a sweatshirt and a T-shirt underneath, and apparently nothing else. But when she was removing the first layer, both layers.
Oh, jeez. Okay, in defense, that happens
That does happen.
lot.
You've done that, Ryan?
Yeah.
I have. Yeah.
Once you see, you can't unsee.
You can't
Right.
unsee.
You can't unsee.
And so I didn't. What did I know at the time? I sent the dude back in the room, and I
Yeah,
said, "Just
do your
interview her.
job. Do your
interview
job."
her. Act like nothing happened, and just come out, and let's move on."
So if you don't hire that person, it's because of that. And
Right.
if you hire that person,
It's
it's because of
because-
that.
Exactly. And we didn't hire her, which was. We were a little bit afraid, but I think she was mortified, and so
Yeah.
Yeah.
it
So
all worked out.
What
No,
goes
that's-
into that decision process of, okay, now you're in the room. Do we or do we not hire her? And what's the ramification?
I just went off her qualifications and how she did in the interviews. That's
Document.
document.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, you have to do that.
That's it.
That's. And again, those things
We
happen.
didn't document that her top was removed, but
Well, that's a very good thing.
Could have gotten into details there were not. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Steve, what's your
Does she
go-to
use the
story?
cross arm technique, or does she like?
My, are you done yet, Ryan? It's
Yes.
like Ryan's in the gym doing bench presses.
He was in the gym this morning.
I was.
I'm sure he was. I brought my
Yeah.
TRX with me,
Oh, did you?
Yes.
That's always good to bring.
particularly here in Las Vegas when the gyms are of dubious quality and
Yes.
scent.
Yeah.
My go-to is more from the company side, and ironically, you know this story, Carmen,
I do.
because it took place at Amazon when I was interviewing there a couple of years back.
oh, what happened?
It was my bar raiser.
Oh,
Do you vaguely remember this story?
I vaguely remember running into you on the street.
Well, as it turned out, another friend of ours who was in charge of all retail and e-commerce recruiting brought me in with the help of another friend of ours who was there now, and he is at another company who you know him too. And I knew this person was my bar raiser.
Oh, you knew this.
Oh,
It's never revealed to the candidates.
no, it's not. But with it, when we get offline and I tell you this, you will go, "Oh."
Okay.
What is a bar raiser? Let's start there.
Carmen, I think you are more suitably, particularly with your relationship to Mr. Vlastelica.
Is this like
that's it.
internal Amazon speak?
It's
that
internal
like,
Amazon speak. It is spread out to other companies. But essentially, when I was there, almost every interview would have someone on the interview loop who had, first of all, they had the ability to say yay or nay to any candidate. And they interviewed for, not just for skills, but for whether or not you'd be a great fit at
Right.
Amazon.
for Amazon, right?
And so it was just someone who may or may not have been connected to the department.
Right.
And they just had overall say, and they
Right.
had ostensibly some additional interview training.
Right.
And they would show up in your interview. You'd have no idea who they were or why they were there, and they would be able to make the decision about you.
You didn't know this, Carmen?
Yeah, I've heard the stories. I just
Didn't know how real
So-
it was.
didn't know how real it was.
So
Yeah.
I interview Carmen. I love Carmen. Steve's my bar raiser person.
That's it. Yep.
He drops in, just hey, how you doing?
And the
I'm just
bar-
here, fly on a wall.
And the bar raiser is not necessarily within the same function.
right?
Wow.
Right.
If you're an engineer, you could have a bar raiser who's in accounting
That's
or
right.
sales or,
Right.
or whatever the case may be.
Right.
But in my case, my bar raiser, and again, when I'm done, you'll slap your head. Ask me a question and said, tell me about a time a hiring manager hired somebody against your recommendations.
Right.
And I said, true story. He said, best of my recollection, it hasn't happened for 16 years.
Right.
So 16 years. Do you remember what you had for breakfast, Ryan?
I didn't have anything today.
Yeah, okay,
but
there you go.
normally,
you,
no.
you were doing flies. So I said, look, gosh, it hasn't happened for 16 years. And here's, I don't think I can remember. He said, well, tell me about it. I go, I just told you, I don't think I can remember it. And it went back and forth. And
He had to check a box. He had to check a box.
And so it was a he. But then I said, look, don't we want to focus on why I'm here, why so-and-so brought me here? Can we talk about the challenges of recruiting in New York? And he goes, no, tell me. I go, I don't remember. I said, look, if you're going to continue to pep me, and this interview is over.
Yeah.
So I ended my bar raiser interview.
Oh, yeah. You had no chance.
I had no chance
No
there.
chance whatsoever.
And so part of it is it's holding so tight to something without any flexibility.
Right.
Particularly as we're getting into this new era where is it human? Is it AI? Recruiters behaving badly?
Right.
You know, the reality of this, and I think we all know this, since the beginning of 2023, at least 65,000 recruiters have been riffed.
Yep.
And so who's left at these companies?
Right. Well,
And so we're getting ghosting. They don't even know how to go through. You know, we have a scenario. We have average recruiters with subpar job descriptions trying to assess human beings with subpar resumes. What possible good can come out of that situation?
Or what could possibly go wrong?
I had a client years later, and they wanted to emulate the Amazon Bar Raisers program. So I talked them out of it. I said, let's do the Barkeepers program.
Yes.
I think that's what
Barkeeper sounds better.
I like that
Especially
better,
it keeps things clean. Barkeepers, friend.
Yeah, exactly. And we actually, it was not about the candidate, it was about the interviewers.
Right.
So those who had these barkeeper positions would make sure that the people who were interviewing were actually capable and skilled enough at interviewing to do a great job.
Right.
So,
Is there anything that we would have done differently? Let's talk about yours first. Is there anything, now knowing what you know, is there anything you would have done differently or advice that you would have given differently?
to whom?
To the recruiting manager with the...
Oh.
Yeah.
What would I have... You know what? What I would have done is probably allowed that candidate to go home and come back another day.
Yeah.
So we could assess her fairly.
Right.
There was just too much heightened emotion at that point.
Yeah.
And she was mortified, and the interviewer was mortified. Let's just...
Everyone's knocked over a drink in an interview or whatever the bid is.
Let's not document this at all, and let's have you come back.
Yeah.
How
about next Thursday?
And also wear a bra, you know.
Yeah. Wear a bra.
Well, you know, we can't dictate that.
We cannot.
But we
We
certainly
cannot.
can come back and have a mulligan.
Yeah.
So,
earlier,
I like that. I like that one.
Earlier today, Josh Rock was on and told us of an interview that he did where the woman was, or the girl was fresh out of college, maybe.
Yep.
She was she couldn't handle the situation.
Right.
Sweaty, like she was just, let's go get a cup of coffee.
She turned red. She was of European descent, so she was white. She turned red, and he realized it, and he said, you know what? Why don't we go get a cup of coffee?
And relax.
And relax, and got her down to Starbucks or whatever the bit was, and she calmed down, had a cup of coffee, etc. And she's like, okay, let's get back to the interview. He's like, the interview's good.
Yeah.
You're all right.
I had a candidate who had a heart attack on site.
Okay.
Jesus.
Yeah. We had to call the ambulance. The whole deal.
They really wanted the job.
They really want the job. They had worked
They were
themselves
dying.
up.
They were dying to get a job.
Don't do it. It was like, I'm still...
Meanwhile, they buried them two days later.
Carmen, the worst thing is all three of us said he's dying to get the job at the same time.
I know.
If he's being buried, do you give him an offer letter? Just
This is horrible.
Good. I mean,
I'm sorry.
I'm burying my soul.
This offer letter is dead by the end of the week. No, poor choice. Words.
it expires by the end of the week.
But candidates get so nervous.
Oh, yeah.
This for many people, this is right up there with marriage.
Oh, yeah.
And
Test taking, the whole
all that.
thing.
Well, I think, unbeknownst to us, I think recruiters also there's a nervous and there's an anxiety. Even if you've done it 1,000 times.
Even if you've done it you're meeting a new person.
You're meeting a new person.
And you know, but that goes to there are reasons behind that. If you're nervous going into a talk, I mean, there's nervous. There's athletic nervousness, excitedness,
right,
and then there's the nervousness because you haven't prepared and you don't know, and you know I'm going to have to BS my way through this.
Yep.
And that's my biggest beef with, it's not just the people up and coming in our profession, but it's people who are really experienced.
Right.
It's the reticence to be, as Jerry Crispin likes to say, a lifelong learner.
Right.
And I personally, I know you're the same way. I don't like not knowing.
Right.
And I am going to spend the time to learn things because I don't want to come across as a failed representative of the company. I want somebody, my goal is always to have that person leave the interview saying, this was the best interview I've ever had.
That's a compliment. I think that's one of the highest compliments a recruiter can get is, I didn't get the job, but I love the process.
Exactly.
You know, I love what we went through. I didn't hit the mark. Okay.
That's okay.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Maybe next time.
That's it.
And that's the one thing where I'm not going to say it's all AI, but the challenge I have historically with recruiting is going into interviews, not preparing an assessment rubric,
right?
Relying on ESP.
Guts.
You know, we've all been into debriefs where somebody says,
"I just didn't like.
I just don't think they're a culture fit."
What?
And how many? I know we do it, but most don't. They don't go say, "Cup, I understand you feel that way, but what question did you ask?
Why?
And what was their response that led you to that conclusion?"
Yep.
And then they say, "Well, I didn't really ask a question." Okay, so that was gas speaking.
Right.
What was it? Indigestion? What was it? So what we can do is, and this goes back to intake, discovery, rec, whatever you want to call the session. If you don't know what you're looking for, how will you know when you find it? And if you do know what you're looking for, and you can define the specific performance constructs and the performance deliverables for those boxes, you can create a rubric. And my goal, I don't care that everybody in the interview session is at the same table. I'm happy that they're in the same room.
Right.
Right.
And that's hard work.
Yeah.
It's not easy to do that.
It starts even more forward with your relationship with the hiring manager. So if you're the recruiter, you haven't had in-depth conversations about the open position with the hiring manager, you're not ready to even source, much less recruit. And if you send an interview team to interview a candidate and you haven't had a conversation about what it is that they're supposed to do, you're leaving it all to chance, and it's likely going to be a bad experience for the candidate, and you're likely not going to come out of it with at least a clean hire. If you get a hire out of it, you're going to work hard to get it. So it's that preparation.
And for the hiring managers, then they don't trust the recruiters. They're like, they don't know.
It's
they don't know what they're doing.
It's an avalanche of crap.
Right.
It ultimately is an avalanche of crap.
And it doesn't get better.
No, it never gets better. So the challenge, once you do that, if we know if we know what we're looking for, what in the first 90 to 180 days, what will the person have delivered that tells you higher than was the right thing to do? We go from things like that. We have those specific gates. A person, if they don't have this, then it's not going to work. And then when we disposition them, we tell them what the criteria were. It's like people invariably they're going to say thank you because, and this is a knock against our profession. They're just so used to being ghosted or not hearing anything.
Right.
That when you treat people humanely, they're taken back from it.
Yeah.
And that's sad.
It's extremely sad.
And it just makes the whole process easier. It really does.
Mm-hmm. That's it. But you've got to set it up. I learned this, so embarrassing moment. I learned this as a recruiter. I was at a large technology company based outside of Seattle.
Rhymes with
Glamazon.
No.
Not
Rhymes
something
with
soft.
Lycropoft.
Yeah.
Lycropoft.
Yeah.
So
Lycropoft?
Yeah, and I had been at Amazon, and so I walk in and I think, I know what I'm doing. I'm hot stuff. They haven't had recruiters like me around.
Yeah, bringing it.
I got to talk to my hiring manager. I walk in with a blank pad and what do you need? No preparation whatsoever. So I go along and I'm recruiting, I'm doing the thing. I thought we had a great conversation.
Yeah.
I get an email from my manager and I'm nosy, so if you send me an email, I'm going to read all the way down. I'm going to read every single, and about something completely unrelated, but I read down in their email and I just had a meeting with your new recruiter. She seems nice, but wasn't that great. She didn't come in prepared or anything. And I'm like, this is it. I will never, ever read this about myself.
Again.
Ever again.
Ever again.
Ever again.
That was at Macro Hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that place.
Very nice.
Micro Hard.
Too funny. Well, thank y'all for coming by. Thank you for being on the podcast. We appreciate you. Know how busy you are. So Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks, guys.